man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you, with you. Oh man, your boy Kevin just lost lots of money. Oh, but that's okay. I am with you. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, buying the dip. Here we go, come on, push it. Oh my God, what's happening?
First of all this whining by Wall Street is making me sick.
Hi, everyone. I got the Tesla tequila. I'm running a poll right now on Twitter that asks if we should go to Tesla tequila to solve our problems. Let me know. Go vote on Twitter at RealMeatKevin, and maybe we'll have to break open the Tesla tequila. We'll leave that right here. This will be your reminder, right here. That'll be your reminder to go to Twitter and vote as to whether or not we should take a tequila shot or swig, I think would be more appropriate. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a look at what the heck is going on. Let's figure it out. Let's go. Let's jump on over because the market is going nuts. So it's going so bad. But guess what I did? In the course member live stream, actually it was right after the course member live stream, but I sent everybody an alert. We talked a lot in the course member live stream about a few different things. I did a little bit of shopping, a little bit of nibbling. I like doing nibbling. Lots of nibbling lately. Not on a stock diet. Definitely on a little bit of a stock binge. They just keep bringing out more food. I don't know. I just keep taking more and more bites. It's like, oh yeah, more dip. I'll have more. Oh yeah, keep it on. Getting a little bit of a stomach ache here, but that's okay. Phone's gonna start ringing soon, but okay, I'll keep buying the dips. I want that margin call. I'll put the tequila right here. All right, folks, let's see what the heck is going on. We got lemonade is down 18.49%. That's yeah, and it's falling more right now into the close here. We've got Ocugen down 13%. We have Marathon Digital down 13% again. Oh, Marathon and Riot, these guys, I mean, wow, they've been through some pain here. I mean, it's just straight down. You've got Open Door down at $15. Riot Blockchain down 12%. Virgin Galactic's down 11%. Ethereum, this is Ethereum Classic. We'll see where Ethereum actually is. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze because of all the BS I see here in the market. Affirm down 10% again. Oh, look at this IPO right here at an IPO closing of $95, now at $49. We're coming up at a 50% sell-off here. Ooh. Dogecoin down to 444, down 244. Yeah, kind of straight down today. Since those inflation numbers this morning, just everything straight down. Crypto's supposed to be our savior. It's not being our savior right now. Oh, why? Thank you. Somebody is so generous to mention that I forgot to pin the comment that gives you that briefly extended coupon code for the amazing courses down below. I already talked to the marketing guy this morning, and I'm tempted to suggest, the pricing is going to have to go up more to make up for all this inflation in prices and deflation in stocks. People are always like, how is there not inflation? Look at stocks. Look how much they're going up. Well, now they're deflating. Does that mean there's deflation? It's bad. DoorDash down 9.36%. U.S. Steel plummeting 9% today. Microvision down to 13, down 8.5%. QuantumScape's down in the 27s here. We almost have Redfin actually touched under 49 here for a moment. That's a big old low. We haven't seen the 40s for Redfin in a long time. We got BNGO down 7.79, Ethereum down 7.63. Oh, God, look at that. Straight down. This thing's like down 350-ish points today. We've got Voozy's down 7.45, Coinbase down 7% to 280. We got EXPI's down 7%, Palantir's down 6.83%. Bitcoin's down to 54,000. Ooh, we're about to go into 53 here. Did we already hit it? Yeah, we did. We hit 53.7 here for a moment. Whew. this continues, we're gonna continue to see. I mean, we'll see Bitcoin in the 40s here soon. I had written down a few months ago that I really want to buy Bitcoin between 32 and 42. It's kind of where I've been wanting to. We'll see what happens here, though. I mean, we almost got Square under 200 here. It's at 206. I mean, this is wow. Etsy at 159. Oh my gosh, Etsy down 6%. These are such wonderful, beautiful companies becoming so hyper efficient and so good at what they do. Yet the market's just it's SpongeBob with his head on fire. That's what it is. It's it's just dumb. But I'll tell you, the people making lots of money right now are the shorts. I made a video just a little bit ago about the S&P 500 and puts. I highly encourage you to watch that. Folks say that the volatility index is skyrocketing. This is nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet in the VIX. You know why? Zoom out, folks. Talked about this. When you get real pain in the market, the VIX can shoot up to 30 to 40. When you get a black swan, it can go higher, like 60, I want to say, 60, 70. Oh, look at that. It went to 82. 82 just before March 23rd here. So between March 17th and March 23rd, went to 82 for the VIX. That's when you know you have just like the start of a recession. I would not expect this. I don't think we have the black swan for this. But I do think it's very, very natural to see these peaks. Except there's something important to know about these peaks, folks. They don't last long. They do not last long. So, you get these run-ups, and we've seen these come up before, these sort of lead run-ups here. But usually when we see these peaks, they don't last. And so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if we're going to top out at the VIX here at 2672, it makes you wonder, is this just going to be like a February or a March where the volatility index calms back down? Are we going to see this sort of double peak? What we haven't seen yet, which is really interesting, and it's something to consider for buying purposes, is notice that the worst always seems to come first. And then you get, but with the exception of here, see, this was a case where we went into kind of the crash where it was like, oh my gosh, it's so high. Oh my gosh, it gets worse. Oh my gosh, it gets worse, right? We have these crazy spikes going up, 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 up. But what we had in the summer, one spike down. September, one spike down. Election, one spike down. The subsequent spikes were always lower afterwards. We did have this double spike over here, and this history is no indication of what's to come. Ordinarily, I would say that probably our future spikes will be lower. But in this case, I think we have a very real possibility of seeing the volatility index exceed what we saw in February and March. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more of these levels over here, which these levels here bring us to about 40. We get to VIX 40. If we get to VIX 40, that's when I'm going back into margin. VIX 40, that's the day where I look and I go, even like 35. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know that we're going to hit exactly 40. Who knows? Maybe it'll just keep going. It'll get worse. But 26, we've seen lots of 26, okay? Look at this. We had 27 here. We had 28 here. We had 23 here. We had 26 here. We've been in a low volatility era here with the certainly the indices. But we see this go up to the 30s to 40s. I think that's when things get juicy. Now, don't get me wrong. I did buy the dip this morning, so I'm still nibbling. And there's psychological reasons for doing that. There are investing reasons for doing that. We don't know exactly when the bottom's going to be, so it's always nice to sort of average in a little bit, even though that falling knife does make you bleed a lot. It's okay. Still alive, so it's all right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Palantir's just down 666. No problem here. Geez. EXPI is down 7%. We talked about Square. Let's see what else we got. Mind Medicine. Oh, good news for anybody who actually cares. Yeah, Mind Medicine, we are rescheduling that interview finally. They got out of their blackout period. And so we should be rescheduling this probably within the next 10 days or something to that effect. We'll see. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe so you get the alert on the Mind Medicine. And tweeting stocks here says, I'm done nibbling. I'm buying puts. Puts got really expensive today. You know, if you've already owned them, it's great. But Happy Healer for President says it's karma for continuing to delete your comments. I don't delete your comments, but if you post too much, sometimes YouTube can hide you. But I always thought your comments were positive. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a mistake saying that. I don't remember ever seeing negative ones from you, but maybe you have and I haven't noticed. But anyway, Mind Medicine selling off about 5 and a bit here. Beyond Meat down 4.73. Make sure to go to @RealMeatKevin to vote as to whether or not I should take a swig of our Tesla tequila here, okay? This is the actual Tesla tequila. It has never been opened. In fact, you could still read instructions before opening the tape. I threw away the instructions. I don't need no stinking instructions. But the tape, I don't know that you'll ever even get focus on that. It's kind of cool. There you go. Yeah, there you go. The tape has never been peeled off. So we'll have to break that seal. It'll be fun. All right. And then I'll fill it up with Jose. All right. Which I actually really like. Okay, Pinterest is actually recovering a little bit into the close here. We got some big volume here pushing Pinterest back here. We got Shift Technologies kind of trying to rebound a little bit. I just did a little bit of buying here. I think I bought, what, 5 or 6 different things? Options. I actually bought options today as well. I put all of those alerts if you're in the program. Check the Stocks and Psychology Money Group Lecture 1.0. The alerts are there. As far as what I bought, we have a strategy going with our future PEs and balancing our buys. But anyway, UI Path down 4.4, Home Depot down 4.2, Invite down 4.18, ARC Financial FinTech is down almost 4%. Tesla's down almost a full 4% here, kind of falling a little bit more at the end of the day here. Matterport is getting dangerously close to $10, which is like par value for these things. Neo at down 3.3, Delta's down 3, Enphase down 3. I mean, it's just bloody. Here's the NASDAQ 100 down 2.5. We got the S&P's down a bit. The Dow's down 1.91. Amazon's down 2%. Disney's down 2%. What's Disney nowadays? 178. That's still pretty high. Where's Airbnb? That's another one that was kind of getting a little bit more desirable. No, not that. Airbnb. Here we go. Oh, wow. 139. That's nicely below IPO price. Ooh, Don Julio. That's pretty good, too. Ooh. Oh, you guys all have good taste. I see some of these names here. My goodness. That's all. What's up, Jeff Wybo? Man, it's days like this. I just want to go to Canada and just talk about real estate. What are you doing talking about stocks? Should be talking about real estate. You know, that's what we should do. Anytime things get tough in stocks, we'll just talk about real estate. And when things get tough in real estate, we'll just talk about stocks. We'll be the fair weather friends. No, y'all know that's not what we do here. We don't only talk about what's up. We talk about reality. Because otherwise it's kind of lame. You know? You can't only have up days. It's stupid. You can only have up months. You can't only have up quarters. No, I mean, look at this. We're coming up on 3 months of down right now. That is longer than usual, I will say, though. Well, at least for like the past few years, 3 months of down is a little rough. And the foresight that potentially this could last, through July, September, in that range. But anyway, all right, let's see what the Twitter results are. Oh, well, let's finish the sticks, okay? But if you have not yet gone, go to @RealMeatKevin on Twitter and vote. We'll see what the vote is. And yeah. All right, what else? All right, Facebook's not down that much. Neither is Tattoo Chef, down 0.5% here. What's up is AMC is over $10. Good for AMC. Where's GameStop? You know, we haven't seen GameStop in a while. Where is it? Oh, GameStop's at 144. It's actually holding on not that bad between the 140 and 170 range. It's been bobbing around there for a while. What else? What else is green? Volatility. Hey, volatility's peaking more. It's at 27 now. Telling you, folks, you get to 30, you're going to start salivating a little bit more. So bad. Friends in low places. I don't always drink, but when I do, I prefer white lady. So what else do we have here? Lee Auto, Nikola, Upstart, Hut 8 Mining, Clever, Honest Company. These guys are the green ones today, huh? All right. Okay, folks. So what do we do now? I think now we look at the Twitter poll, okay? Let's do it. I don't know. What do I got over here? Oh, yeah, buy the dip. I lowered the volume. Anyway, let's go to Twitter. See what we got. Click on the little profile here. Hey, we're at 116,000 followers now. Thank you all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure to subscribe too. Can we get to 1.6 yet on the channel? I want to update this to 1.6. I'm tired of that 1.5. Hit subscribe. If you're watching these live streams every day and you have not hit subscribe yet, tell me why. Maybe you just watch to see a madman lose his mind. No, we got the strategies. All right. Just ignore the I'm bleeding out tweet here. Let's go over here to, okay. All right. We have 1,746 votes. Is it time for a swig of Tesla tequila while the market is crashing? Now I know why Elon Musk started selling tequila. 87.8% to the yes side here, and 13.2 to the other side. You know, the other thing we could do is we could sell this tequila on eBay. I don't know what it's selling for right now. We should look it up really quick. Can't hit subscribe once or don't hit twice. Consider building a campaign. Well, that's awesome, man. So, yeah, and look, if you got interview recommendations and things like that, send them to staff@meetkevin.com. That way, Kathy can kind of go through and see what we got. Before we take a swig here, let's just take a quick little look because they had another batch, so maybe it got cheaper. Tesla tequila. Oh my gosh, $700. Oh well, this one's $350. Oh, that's empty. Oh, okay, so empty. Oh, there's 300. Okay, this one has 17 watchers. Buy it. Oh, the bottle's only $300. That's actually not that bad. They used to sell for a lot more. People were selling them for like $1,000. All right. I was gonna take a swig anyway. We ran a poll. You gotta put your money where your mouth is. It has to be empty. Oh, I did not know that. That does make sense. That's probably why people get $1,000 for a full one. $700 for empty, $1,800 for full. Wow. Well, y'all are about to see me ruin it. I put my money where my mouth is. I do what I say I'm going to do. And when I run a poll and y'all say do it, I do it. All right, let's just figure this out really quick, okay? And then what do we got? Oh, we got 17 minutes to the bell. We got some time. Let's get this. I don't want to break it because I heard the cap is really sensitive. So I got a little scissor here. See, I don't even have to move. All I need is a toilet here, and then I wouldn't even have to get up. Everything I need is within arm's reach. All right, here we go. Is it gonna make like a sound? Let's see. Let's point the mic at it. Let's see. I like that. That was cool. Yeah, that's tequila. Wait. You gotta turn around here. Yeah, there. I just turned $1,800 into a discount. I don't think you're supposed to drink it from the bottle anyway. Oh well. I'm probably gonna. How am I gonna do this? We'll just try it. Here we go. Wish me luck. That's pretty good. Oh, I like that. It's got like a mild burn afterwards. It's kind of weird to drink from it because it's kind of like it like bubbles a lot and it comes out really, really slowly. But that's not bad. You're not like gagging afterwards. You don't need a chaser. That's good. Good job, Tesla. Wow. I like that. Oh, I put it on the wrong way. There we go. All right. Cool. Tesla tequila. Thumbs up. All right. Sounds like, holy crap, Kevin, that was a massive hit. Have you seen the market? All right. We got a whole bar down there. Okay. So, where were we? Oh, I think I know where we were. We were right over here.
Find the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Find the dip. Find the dip. Here we go. Come on, push it. Find the dip.
All right, folks. Let's get back to work here. Let's get in here. Let's look at what the 10-year is doing. Woo! Now I feel it. It's a little early, but they do say you could start feeling. I guess like it could go through like the blood vessels in your esophagus and start hitting you pretty fast. So anyway, where are we? So what's inflation here? So we're at 1.688 on inflation right now. What was so crazy is this morning we watched. I'm sorry, not inflation. We watched the 10-year this morning jump from 1.62 to 1.64. And we did see it jump up to about 1.68. But what's crazy is we just kept getting these pushes. It was really just push, push, push. Now, interestingly, we are not as high as we have been previously, which take a look at this. On March 31st, we were 174. And on March 19th, we were 172. Now, let's try to align that. And I don't think it's going to align perfectly. Actually, I'm pretty sure it won't. But let's take a look at that compared to the volatility index. And I just want to look back here. We've got February 25th and March 4th. Yeah, actually the 19th and the 31st-ish, those weren't even high levels of volatility. Those were over here. So the 10-year and volatility do not necessarily align. So we could have this kind of bump and in the volatility index, and the 10-year might move in 2 weeks, more 3 weeks. Who knows? Who knows? So we'll see. We'll absolutely see. Somebody says Shiba crashed. Is that true? I don't know. Let's take a look at that really quick. Well, a lot of cryptos are selling down right now. The Tendy. Oh, somebody sent me the Tendy, man. Coin market cap. So let's see what's losing right now. I want to take a peek here. These are ups. Shiba crash. Well, Shiba's down 30%. Oh, I see. Yeah, and one of the things that's very misleading about these percentages, and it's very important to know, especially if you're involved in cryptos, but it's very important to keep an eye on this. You could go up 1,300% and 30% down after a 1,300 increase. Kind of takes like, I mean, that's almost like taking away what, like 400-ish% that you had on towards the upside. You could do the math and figure it out exactly. Like, for example, let's do this. Oh, this is difficult. 1,300%. I got to move over 2 decimals. Okay, so like let's say I started with $20 and I multiply this by 13 times 2.3. That's about $264. I think, is that right? Or do I have to is it times 12? Or is it times 14? I don't know. I never multiply by these big numbers. I never do this. But the point is, so say it goes up to $264, okay? But then you lose 30%. So you go down to 185. Well, that would be like 20 times 9. So that would be like going up 900% instead of 1,300%. So I'm right. That's equivalent of about 400%. But it doesn't look that way when you look at coin market cap. When you look at coin market cap, thank you for saying I'm correct. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, yeah, now there's an asterisk. We had Tesla tequila. But anyway, this is very misleading when you think about coin market cap, because they tell you, oh, look, over the last 7 days, it's up so large. Oh, but the declines are only 30% or whatever, right? It's misleading. I mean, it's not 50, 60, 70, 80%. So it's still okay. You know, I mean, you get these fluctuations in crypto, but just know that this 30 is really more like 400 of the upside over here. So things to keep in mind. Somebody says the creator of ETH. Not really. Creator of Ethereum. Is that true? News. Billionaire. Did he sell? Gifted away half a. It's now. I don't know. Donates more than charity after selling. Oh, donates more than $60 million after selling his meme tokens, including Shiba Inu. Oh, all right, we're 10 minutes away from the market close. We're going to go back to the sticks in a moment here. Ethereum creator has offloaded a range of dog-themed meme tokens. The tokens were given to him with the vague assumption he wouldn't sell them. Sold large amounts of 3 meme tokens on Wednesday that he was given for free. Well, that must be nice. The tokens included Shibu, Akita, and Dogelon Mars. Elon. Oh, man. All right. Okay, let's go back to the sticks here. Anyway, where were we? So let's take a peek. So we've got, we can look at the spark lines here, and you can see it's really kind of a slow burn on the day here. We got Lemonade kind of still sitting around that 18% decline. Very similar for a lot of false information article. See, he sold, he did dump. Did he? Well, somebody link me. You know what? In Discord, if you're in the private stock chat, tag me. Or somebody tag me in the public one or whatever, and I'll find it. We'll get the link up. Okay, so anyway, we're pretty stable right now on a lot of these stocks, and we can just see that by looking at the sparks lines here. We're seeing that flat, slight decline. Like, it gets worse and worse kind of throughout the day, but no violent price action really here, with the exception of Dogecoin. We do see a little bit of violence here at Dogecoin, down to 45 cents. It was down to 44 cents. But, yeah, Tesla tequila might hold the value, but will it hold the volume when you get it? Oh, man, stock jokes. Let's see. So we got Wayfair's down 7.96%. We got Ethereum down about 300, down to 4,000. We did hit that 39. We're kind of bouncing off these lows right now in the day here. Looks like the same thing with Bitcoin, a little bit of a bounce here. We do have an additional decline here at Workhorse towards the end of the day. C3AI is selling off a little bit more here. Look at C3AI, the run that C3AI had. Okay, C3AI pumped up to, what is this, $183 is what C3AI pumped to. And now it's sitting at an even $52. Well, I was going to say even 50, but it's at $52. So 52 divided by 180 it's basically, it suffered a 71% decline. That's nuts. That's nuts. Wow. 72% from its peak. Now that's from its peak. Now, hopefully you wouldn't have bought it on a peak. One of the things I teach in the Stocks and Psychology of Money group is when you get these green euphoric moves, you don't buy, you hold. You want to be in before the green euphoria, because you don't want to buy C3AI at 183. Things that go up tend to come down. Here goes Tesla. To that note, Tesla is down right now to 587. I did add a little bit to Tesla along with some of the other positions that I bought this morning. It is definitely red candle sticking to the downside. Got a good amount of volume here. I want to show, well, hold on. Sorry, I'm on the day chart. Oh, no, even on the minute chart. We have an increase of volume here, so some additional selling here. We've got Chewy down 4.78%, Pinterest down 4%. Matterport, how's Matterport doing? Also red candle sticking right now. Really, the greens are limited to volatility. That does us no good. Fubu a little bit, Hut 8 mining. Let's go to our usual list here, just to be consistent. Yeah, that's what's doing well here. Lee Auto, Hut 8 mining, Upstart. Gosh, Upstart. No way. Folks, Upstart. It's a dead eye. It's possible. What's possible? I forgot what I said. It's the tequila. I'm sorry. But anyway, look at Upstart. Upstart, this thing went up. What was it up this morning? 24, 25%? Pretty sure. Look at this. Oh my gosh. It rocketed up in the pre-market. Rocketed up like 20%. Gave it all up pretty much right away. Then you had a little false recovery and then gave the rest up. Oh, man. Oof. Ooh. Yeah. The edge. We're making new lows within 6 minutes of the market close. Yes, we are. I am holding shift. I actually added a little bit of shift. I'm giving away all my secrets. I did add a little bit of shift, though. I honestly, though, their earnings could be a disaster. Just because every company's earnings right now seem like they're a disaster. Even when they're good briefly in the after hours, they just get worse after. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a mess. Look how red CNBC is.
scary. But do I think that this is going to break the bull market's back? No, I would be a buyer today. I know it sounds very strange, but, we have the VIX.
Susan, yes.
After a 40% move after 2 days, that's not what happens when the markets peak. That usually happens at the end of a sell-off.
Would you tell people to buy the NASDAQ as well? Recently you were saying there was a bit more downside there.
Yeah, on the NASDAQ, and let's say I use the triple Q as a proxy. Last week we downgraded tech to neutral, but we basically went underweight FANG. On the triple Q, I think that it needs to touch the 200-day moving average, which means roughly 300 on the triple Qs, which is about another 5%. From here. So I think
5% is a drop in the bucket for what else could happen. I honestly, look, I hate to say it. I'm just saying it as more of a warning. There was a reason I got out of margin completely on April 20th. Just to prepare. And there's also a reason I mentioned, over the last 2 weeks, starting 2 weeks ago, that I think that now the S&P 500 is not going to be hitting record highs anymore. I think we could be in store for a 20% correction. We've already corrected down maybe 3 or 4 of that percent. I think it could get worse. I think it could get worse. Now I'm still adding. It's I know it's crazy, but I'm nibbling. I have not gone in very heavy on anything recently. I've been balancing my stock buys with some option buys, all 2023s, not adding anything short term. Think about it. Between now and 2023, folks, we got 18 months. We're going to get through this disaster in 2021. We're going to get through, and we're going to heal the disaster in 2022, without a doubt, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but I'm 70 to 80% confident. And that's just where I'm putting my money. And I just put my money where my mouth is. And I know some people in the comments are like, oh, but Kevin, it's different because maybe you make more money. I think that's bullcrap. It doesn't matter to me if it's $500 or $1,000 or $1 million. It makes no difference. Literally makes no difference. It's the same strategy. Let's see. If a company has too high of a market cap compared... Hold on. Oh, we're 2 minutes away from the bell. If a company has too high of a market cap compared to their valuation, won't that create a price ceiling by pricing in long-term value too soon? So the easiest way to determine this is looking at your industries and comparing the PE ratios within an industry. So, software as a service, notorious for negative PEs right now. Those are a little tougher to compare. But like, for example, you look at some of the EV growth, 50 to 70 for your PE, right? And I would want to be at the lower part of that range. If I'm looking at semiconductors, I'd rather be at a 15 PE, forward PE. I'm talking forward PEs of, for 2024 numbers. I'd rather be at 15 than be buying at 40 or 50. So that's generally a way I look at trying to pick my favorites. So rotation to cryptos, we'll see. We got a little bit of a sell-off today, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and listen into the closing bell. We got 45 seconds here. Cryptos, look, I love cryptos, okay? I love the crypto blockchain technology. I am personally very concerned about an over-leveraged crash in cryptos. And even if there's not an over-leveraged crash, if we go like Bitcoin 20,000 and we don't hear about a leverage nightmare, or we go to Bitcoin to 10,000, that's all the blessing that I need to go, all right, we're not over-leveraged. We'll know very quickly if we're over-leveraged. When we actually get a crash again. We've just seen these little blips. It's been nothing.
Fractional gain. Otherwise, the other 10 sectors lower and sharply lower. Materials, tech, consumer discretionary, communication services, utilities, industrials, all down more than 2%. The S&P 500 itself down 2.1%. As the bell begins to ring, the Dow is down just shy of 2% itself. Some 665 points, fraction above its low of the session, which was down 700 points about 10 minutes ago. The Nasdaq Composite down 2.7% or 357 points. Its low was down 370, so very close to it at the close.
There's the music.
That's a wrap on an ugly day. Stocks closing near session lows. Welcome back, everyone, to Closing Bell. I'm Sarah Eisen, along with Wilfred Frost and Mike Santoli, CNBC senior markets commentator. Take a look at how we finished up the day on Wall Street. As you can see, we were lower all day long and just spilled into the close, down 682 points or 2%, making one of the worst days for the Dow since last October. And it was also on a losing streak. Home Depot had the most negative impact on the Dow, took about 90 points off the average, but most of the Dow stocks did finish lower. There's the S&P 500, down 2.15%. Worst day for the S&P since February 25th, when it fell 2.5%. Third day in a row of declines. All sectors lower in the S&P 500. Except for energy, which did finish positive or just about flat. Consumer discretionary, tech, and materials were the hardest hit. The NASDAQ down 2.7% at the close and now down a little more than 8% off record highs. The Russell 2000 index of small caps also slammed, down more than 3% on the day. Just brutal, down 3.25%. It was cyclical, it was value, and it was tech. Coming up, Allianz Chief Economic Advisor Mohamed El-Erian on this market.
All right, let's go ahead and pull off the closing share here. I'm going to throw this up. Thank you, by the way, for whoever threw this up in the chat. Really appreciate it. Lots and lots of red. Shout out. Who posted that? Shout out to PJ. Appreciate you. Thank you. All righty then. So let's see how things have closed. All right, so let's get the, we'll put the close and the pre-market, aftermarket right next to each other. It looks like in the aftermarket, we'll just kind of look by, okay, we'll look at the regular market first. So Lemonade stabilized there at that 18%, Occugen with that 13%, along with the Open Door. Open Door somewhat accelerating its losses there. Marathon and Riot, these guys are the ride or dies right here. Both of them down 11%, Virgin Galactic 11%. Some of these guys up about 0.5% here in the afters. Fastly down 10.6%. Gevo got smashed. Oh my gosh, down 10.52%. It's almost under $5. Playboy's one of those that we were worried would be a momentum move. And folks, we know what happens with momentum moves. We'll see. We'll see. But let's keep going here. We've got Affirm. Let's see. Okay. So then we got SOS down 10%, BTX down 10%. We've got DoorDash 9.31%. Thanks, PJ. Yes, on Open Door question. Microvision down almost 13.37 on the close there. It's actually a little past it here in the after hours. Dogecoin still fluctuating around that 45 cent, but pretty rough here. Dow Jones tumbling 680 points, folks. This is the worst decline in the Dow Jones that we have had since January, almost specifically because of the inflation readings. If you don't yet follow me on Twitter, I'm going to just show off this tweet from this morning, which I think is very, very valid, and it's important for us to remember, is if you remove cars and used trucks, which have been destroyed due to chip shortages, if you remove those, inflation readings today would have been normal. It would have been like well below expectations. So literally one thing out of the 100 things that are in CPI, one thing made up 1/3 of the impact in the inflation readings today. So good little stat for you to keep in mind here, and feel free to retweet it if you want. I think it's critically important to understand that, because it really helps us isolate that this is not like a slam on Tesla or Etsy or Pinterest or Enphase or Wayfair or GameStop or AMC or Macy's or Nordstrom or Carnival. It's not a slam on that. It's just a used car problem. It's a crazy market reaction, though, we're getting from it, to say the least here. All right, so what else do we have here? Gap down 8% over here. We've got, we do have earnings coming up. I totally forgot. Folks, list off some earnings that are coming up. I can't believe I forgot we have earnings coming up. Give me some earnings. We got a Tattooed Chef coming up. We're going to read those instantly when they come off. I want to dump my option in that one. Tattooed Chef. They literally came out 10 seconds ago. We've got to start the year, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Sarah's doing some talking. Revenue was $52.7 million, a 57% increase compared to the $33 million in the prior year. Tattooed Chef branded product revenue was a record of $36 million, an increase of 105% compared to the $17.6 million in the prior year. Now, keep in mind, okay, Tattooed Chef, this is their first time doing their own branding. This is their first full year. Net loss was $7.9 million compared to a net income of $5.9 million in the prior year. So did lose money here. I don't know what the expectations were. I'm going to look at Coinbase as well. We'll look at Coinbase in just a second. But we did have a loss here. This is public. I can show this. Okay, so we had, 3 months of 2021. I don't know how the stock market's going to look at this. Revenue's up. Cost of goods sold. I mean, it's hard to compare because they're just now doing their own branded products. What I really want to see are marketing expenses, which I don't think I'm going to get on their summary page here. But their EPS came in at negative 10 cents. Assets, we do have 185 million of cash available, which is nice to see. Current assets growing nicely here, 267. Current liabilities growing only slightly. They're well capitalized. I like that. Well capitalized. We've got we do have that revenue coming in from their branded lines. I'm gonna have to compare this to some of the other quarterly earnings, and I don't think they're really giving that to me here. So we'll have to double check this. So we got some other ones here. We've got I think Coin. We'll circle back to Tattooed Chef in just a moment, but let's look at, we've got Coin, and what else is reporting today? Oh, Coin is tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Shift is today. What else is reporting today? I'll pull it up really quick. All right, let's see here. All right, earnings, calendar. Okay, today's the 12th. Okay, earnings. Darn it. Here we go, calendar. Okay, so today we have TTCF, Wish. I can pull up Wish and Shift. Those are the big ones I'm seeing here. Posh. I'll pull up Posh. Okay, Shift triples revenue and e-commerce sales in Q1. Raises guidance for 2021. Let's go. Raises guidance for 2021. That is good. And tripling revenue and e-commerce sales. Ooh, that looks really, really good so far. Ooh, okay. Let's see if Posh came out. And what else do we have here? Shift is rocketing and after. Yeah, I mean, this looks like money right here. Let's go. I just added to them too. I think I added like 40K. But this is good. Okay, Posh just came out as well. Hold on. Posh. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. Posh comes in Q1, $81 million. Oh, adjusted EBITDA, really good beat. 4.2 million versus 1.62 expected. Very, very good beat there. However, Q2 revenue of 79.81 mil. Oh, wait, I don't have the expectation. That's just what they're forecasting. Forecasting 79 to 81 mil of rev. A loss per share coming in at 33 cents versus the estimates of 44 cents. So that's good. That's a beat on the bottom line. It's definite beat on the bottom line. I don't know what the expectations were for the top. Here we go. Consensus. Okay, earnings estimate is right along line for future with consensus. So this is a beat on bottom line and a slight beat on guidance for Posh. So Posh should be doing decently here. Let's see what's going on. Posh, never mind. It's getting wrecked. It could be a guidance miss here. I have no idea what's happening here. I don't invest in Posh. I know nothing about Posh, but Posh just got destroyed. Posh is down 10% on this. I have absolutely no idea why. It's getting destroyed. Okay, Shift on the other hand. Shift. Oh, let's go. 10%. Finally, we get one that I buy on earnings day and it goes up. Oh, yes. Good. And now it's evaporating. That's so funny. We just bought this today. That's exciting. So that is good. I was looking at their website analytics and I'm like, yes. That's all I have to say. Okay. Yes. Their Q1 looked really good. Let's just say on the website analytics. I'm like, But anyway, what else do we have here? Okay. Okay. All right. So what else is going on in the after hours here? So Coin is tomorrow. Is anything else reporting? I'm going to try to figure out what's happening at Posh. TTCF is down as well. Ooh, it must have missed expectations here because it's down 3.37%. Let's see. The big thing with TTCF that you have to keep in mind, investor relations, is that advertising campaign. Their ads so far aren't good. Like, if they ever listen to this video, like, I like the company, okay, but the whole, like, the tattooed buzzing ad for food, no. It's not a mouth-watering sound. Okay, you can look those up on YouTube yourself. Let's see. This should be a quarterly report. TTCF 2221 financial results. Yeah, this is it. I really want to see advertising data. I think what you're getting here is a potential sell-off because people don't understand this transition as to why the company went from profitable to money losing. That's one theory. Obviously, I'm also not going to go through it in massive detail here, but I would like to see advertising expenses, which I don't have. I should be able to get those on the SEC. Let's see if they say anything about ads. No, nothing about ads. Nothing about inflation. Costs, new employee costs, operating expenses increased. Increased operating expense was due to stock-based compensation, new employee costs, 1.9 million in promotional to invest in customers through promotional offers. Wait. Expects to decrease as a percentage of revenue over time. Well, duh, every company does. One-time startup costs for listing, blah, blah, blah. Not a lot of color here, honestly, and I think that's why you're seeing a little bit of a sell down on TTCF. We're missing data on advertising. We're not getting a lot of color on why we're still losing money. We know they're spending more money, but anyway. So Shift crushed it here, triples revenue. That was really, really good. TTCF did not raise revenue; they just matched expectations as well for revenue guidance. That could be a reason. I want to go to the broader market, though, in just a moment. We'll go to Mohammed here. He's pretty good at giving us an idea. Just quickly looking at Treasury yields ending at 1.69 at the end of the day, so a little bit of a bump there. And let's go ahead and jump on over to Mohammed here on CNBC. Maybe a brief look here at Shift. Should we look? Is Shift crashing now? I have no idea where it is. Nothing surprises me anymore these days. It's only up 6%. Man, this is whatever. I just won't look. But the good news is they crushed it, and this market is unpredictable. Anyway, let's listen in.
I know just a one-day market reaction, Mohammed, but also then the outlook, perhaps for the next sort of 3 months over the summer, where I guess markets will be trying to weigh up all of what you've been saying about whether or not the Fed is going to have to act a little bit later this year.
Yeah, yes. And Wilfred, I want to stress what Josh said. A lot of what's pushing this is good news for the economy. It is a good thing.
Folks, Sonos. Look at Sonos. 15%. I mean, granted, the thing was down 9% today. This thing's just, let's see what Sonos has been doing here. Let's go back here. Oh, this is the day chart. I mean, this thing at $36 is right now priced, it's only priced at about February levels. You know, it's given up some of its highs here, but at $36, that's a nice bump from the sell-off we had at Sonos today. Let me see if I can pull their earnings really quick. But that's a really good, and so far it looks very stable, that bump. Shift is much smaller, much less stability at Shift. Let's look at Sono. Sono is the ticker. What do we got here? So financial individual news. Okay, yeah, they must have killed it. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and pull it off. That's very, very good to see that. We'll see how long it lasts. Okay, so Sonos comes in. Yeah, dropping 10% ahead. Okay, here we go. Sonos sees fiscal year adjusted EBITDA of 225 to 250 million. The estimate was for 195 to 225. That's a big push. Big push of about 10% on guidance. Very good. Oh my gosh, their revenue. Whoa. Oh, wow. That is oh my gosh. Their revenue came in at 332.9. The expectation was only for 248. That is a 34% beat on revenue. That is a huge top line beat. Really, really big top line beat at Sonos. You've got earnings per share at 12 cents versus a loss expected. They went profitable. Whoa, that is big. Earnings per share of 12 cents versus a loss expected of 48 cents. Wow, that's really good. Fiscal year, they forecast 1.63 to 1.8. 1.63 to 1.68 billion, and they had previously seen a forecast of 1.53 to 1.58. That is a big boost. I mean, that's a 34% beat on top line. That is a massive, massive beat on the bottom line, going profitable from an expected loss and boosting guidance. Whew. Sonos being up 15%. That's like, it should be up more. That is just digesting that is so good. That is so good. Yeah, there's certain screens I'm not allowed to share, unfortunately. So that's why sometimes you just get to stare at me. I'm sorry. All right. Tesla did the same thing that crypto did in 2017 to 18. What? Run up and crash? All right. So, yeah, we did see Shift earnings already. We saw them run up to 10%, a little volatile right now, bobbing around here a little bit. Let me see if I can get a little bit more color just quickly here, because sometimes you get additional updates that come in. The analysts who work so hard over at Bloomberg going through here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Loss per share, 55 cents. Loss of 42 million. Still losing money. Big beat on the revenue. Their EPS did miss slightly. Loss per share of 55 cents, and they were expecting a loss per share of 46 cents. So a little bit of more of a loss on the bottom line, but that revenue killed it. And that's why they're running here, is because people realize finally it's a smaller company that's growing. But folks, if you think Carvana is good and you're not buying Shift, Shift is a freaking steal. And this whole like online shopping thing is just going to make that more interesting. I would probably personally, I would wait until like tomorrow morning, because I wouldn't be surprised you get some of this after hours euphoria just disappear. Watch it's like flat tomorrow morning. After this kind of earnings, I'll read the transcript too of the earnings call. I don't really like listening to the calls anymore. I just read them. After I read the transcript, I might have to add to Shift tomorrow, especially if it goes flat. That'll be good. Mind Medicine, we are rescheduling that, so make sure to subscribe for the Mind Medicine and Kevin O'Leary interview. We have Sonos now up 17% in the after hours. After hours, we are seeing Poshmark. Okay, Poshmark. Sorry, let me actually pronounce that correctly. Poshmark is plummeting here, and I'm trying to find out why. I'm gonna look up the earnings again right here. We did pull up the earnings. We read some of the earnings, but I'm gonna give us a little bit more color here. All right, so a little more color on Poshmark. Okay, Poshmark flags pandemic and the weather as Q1 loss expands. Sales guidance disappoints. Poshmark tumbles after second quarter revenue outlook misses at the midpoint. Q2 revenue at 79 million to 81 million. The consensus was 79.3. Okay, well, I mean, the forecast was okay, but they're saying misses the midpoint, so fine. Wasn't a beat. The EPS was 33 cents as a loss. The consensus was actually worse at 42 cents. So I mean, that's a slight beat there, but it's just it's falling on guidance. I mean, that's the same thing that happened to Etsy and Pinterest. Falls on guidance. Yeah, so, old news here. Trying to get a little bit more color as well on those Tattooed Chef earnings, because we did not get a lot of clarity. Here we go. Revenue beat, offers 2021 guidance above consensus. Okay, this update just came in 4 minutes ago. So good. I mean, it's positive. It is a beat on revenue and it's a beat on guidance, but I want more data on the earnings, and I have a feeling I'm going to get that in the transcript for the earnings call or in the SEC report. We'll see. Okay, so what else do we have here? We have Sonos still rocketing, almost up 20%. I mean, that beat was phenomenal. That was one of the best beats I've seen in a while. 34% on top line, and then it just a full on triple beat. Whew. Really, really, really nice. I wish Kevin would talk about AMC and GME. Well, I talk about AMC sometimes. AMC this morning, we touched on them a little bit. They're up 2% today. GME's just been a slow bleed. It's been depressing. GME has been a slow bleed. And let's go to the day chart here so you can see it a little bit better. And look at that. You see what I mean? This is this is a slow bleed. Just is what it is. Hasn't been much to talk about. You do have Doge stable now at 45. Ethereum stable at roughly 4,000. Bitcoin trying to stabilize at 54,000. All right. Let's go ahead and listen in to CNBC. We haven't done that in a while.
A lot of good information there. Josh, thank you very much. Josh Lipton. Let's bring in Kate Rooney now for a look at the fintech names and how they finished up the day. Kate?
Hey, Sarah, payment stocks, some of these crypto names selling off today as investors back off from these high growth stocks. Let's start with Square. That is the biggest laggard of the group, closed down about 6%. PayPal faring a little bit better. It's down almost 4% today. Both had blowout earnings last week. These companies have really been some of the biggest winners during the pandemic, benefiting from that shift to digital payments. Over to Shopify, that stock closing down about 2.5% today. It's been another huge growth story in the past year. It's now negative year to date. Over to some of these credit card names, Visa, MasterCard, American Express were down. They did fare a little bit better than the broader markets. Visa was the biggest laggard in that group. And Coinbase, that stock selling off about 6% today. The company reports earnings tomorrow. We did have Cathie Wood's ARK Invest Innovation ETF coming in this week to buy the dip on that stock, but all eyes on earnings after the bell tomorrow. Speaking of Coinbase, though, Bitcoin, despite being talked up as an inflation hedge and a safe haven asset, it's selling off today. It's down about 4%. You also had Ether, which is pretty much flat. Dogecoin also selling off big, but some trouble in the crypto markets today. Back to you guys.
Okay, Rooney, thanks so much for that.
Honestly, that was probably one of the weirdest things about Bitcoin is that it sold off after inflation went up. Is it good or is it bad? I don't know. I had to put some more thought into that one. It does look like I just noticed here, Tattooed Chef also acquired Foods of New Mexico to create meaningful shareholder value. The heck is Foods of New Mexico? It's always a distributor. That's interesting. A distribution company. I mean, I guess that's a way of getting into other companies, maybe, but it depends on what kind of clientele they have. Very interesting. All right, let's see what everybody else is talking about. Did you hear there's a possible margin call today? It was on CNBC, I believe. What does that mean? Who's getting margin called? There's not a margin call. It would be somebody getting margin called, like a big institution or something, maybe. Tell me more. Oh my gosh, it's Kevin McCarthy.
The permitting issue was never even in the original Democratic draft.
The sad part is not in the Democratic draft, and it's not even in the Senate Republican draft, but it is in the House Republican draft that we're going to release. But this is critical, and I raised this with the president. You know, you could want to do all sorts of things, but they'll never get done. And remember, NEPA was written in 1970. And it's never been modernized. And if you want to modernize infrastructure, modernize the function that allows you to start building instead of waiting for another decade.
You referred earlier to the unspent relief money, I'll politely call it. As a pay for, did President Biden, did he bite at that apple at all? I mean, you've got some people, some of these budget think tanks think you have $1.5
This is good to know, by the way, for the future of stocks as well.
We sure don't need it with the economy booming like it is. Could that replace all these income tax hikes on corporations and capital gains and whatnot?
The easy answer is yes, but the president has to agree to that. Remember, we utilized some of that a little earlier. It's the best use of money. Why would you want to put more money into this economy when you have a supply constraint, you have a rise in inflation, the core inflation, from everything you do, from gasoline. I mean, just think in just over 100 days, we now have gas lines we haven't had since Jimmy Carter. We have inflation we hadn't had since the beginning of the 80s. We've got missiles in the Middle East, which we didn't have in the last 4 years. We've got a crisis along our border. We were in energy independence, and now we're waiting in lines for gasoline. This is absurd. Let's go back to the things that make America stronger. It'll make the economy stronger. It'll lower unemployment, and we won't have that inflation. But if they keep pumping these trillions of dollars. Not only can we not pay them back, but it is the wrong economic move. And to raise tax at the same time, you're going to have an economy like Jimmy Carter.
Your message is very.
Ooh. I mean, look, you can't argue with some of the stuff he's saying. I mean, like, sure, look, tension at the Gaza Strip in Israel, problem. Home base problem, Colonial Pipeline gets hacked. Disaster. Of course, that's why we're having the gas shortages, especially people starting to hoard gas. Make sure you fill up your tank before the price goes up a lot. I mean, that makes sense. Inflation like we've had since the 80s. I don't know about that. We'll see. But I mean, he makes a very strong political argument. You have to say it. Like, you listen to that, it's like, yeah, he's stringing together some pretty good sentences for his point. Yes, we did cover TTCF earnings. All right, let's try Bloomberg.
Tech index telling you.
Well, we are starting to see evidence of this finally breaking down from a one-year trend line going back since last March. So I always like to look at equal-weighted, particularly in technology, to strip out the big forces of Apple and Microsoft and Alphabet and the others. And so this is one sector that is actually giving us some warning signs over the next 3 to 6 months. The bottom part of this chart shows RYT over the S&P. So on a relative basis, this did start to give us warning signs a couple months ago that it was starting to wane. But really in the short run, this is now nearing this longer-term red trend line. So in my view, in the short term, it's going to be right to buy into this, I believe, by end of the week. But really on a longer-term basis, technology is a concern to show more mean reversion.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us for Smart Charts today. And you guys, he didn't cancel when he figured out that I was going to do it while Abigail is off. So that's the good news. And, Romaine, it was interesting.
I like her. I don't think we've ever been upset with Taylor. I mean, we haven't seen her like Sarah Eisen goes in on people. Sarah's brutal. And I love it. But let's go look at the chart. This is what they were just showing. So this is RYT. I have no idea what that is. RYT US equity. I've never heard of that. RYT US equity. Let's see what that is. RYT. Oh, it's an S&P 500 equal weight technology. Oh, so it's like an S&P 500, but it gives more weight to tech. Is my assumption here? Yeah, given that it's down 8% from its highs here. Yeah, that means more weight to tech. Equal with some of the others like the industrials, and that is my guessing. So okay, to the S&P 500. Okay. So if the SPX index. Let's see what the SPX is right now. SPX S&P 500. That's about 4,000. So say you go 280 divided by 4,000. That gives you a reading of 0.07. If this drops faster, that gives you a lower number. Okay. So the more tech falls, basically the more this white line goes to where the red line is, the more tech falls. That's the way this chart, the mechanics of this chart work. I understand. Okay. Got it. And they decided to draw sort of a line from January of 2019. That's fascinating. Look at our last touch here. We had a touch point here in September. That we had a big tech sell-off in September. That's when you knew it was big buy time, that big tech sell-off we have. Folks, this is a good chart. I like this. I'm going to study this one a little bit more. But this is a very neat chart. Thank you, Mr. Mark Newton. But very neat because look how close we are to hitting that. I mean, we would be at this level at, what is that, 0.641? We're at 645 right now. Yeah, we're close. We could be within a few days of hitting that line and potentially dipping under it. Wow. Although if we drew a line, just for giggles here, okay? If we drew our own line, I usually don't like using other people's charts. But I'm going to annotate in here. Let's annotate in our own line, okay? Okay, come on. Edit chart. All right. Come on, folks. It ain't that hard to let me do what I want to do. All right. We're going to do this differently. I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to take the picture and I'm going to draw my own line. Line. Here we go. Color this a little bit. Let's go with this color. Okay, good. And let's make it a little skinnier. I can see more detail that way. Good. Okay, let's draw our own line. So what if we drew a line from, they drew it from this bottom over here. What if we draw from, like, I just want to see within 2020. So here's 2020. And here's March. Well, you don't get enough data if you draw from there. I mean, maybe he picked a good spot. See, if you draw from this dip, what do you get? Okay, so if you draw from this dip to where we are now, I just want to compare relatively to see what September looks like. You can actually see September has a tendency of going under, or when we had a tech sell-off here in September. That could be a nice cue for us to determine, okay, if we get this line progressing underneath the trends that we've drawn here, we'll have to remember this date. Maybe that becomes an opportunity to sort of buy the dip. What we've been doing. It's an interesting little chart. All right, what else do we have here? Look at the fuel shortages on Fox. Like right after the Kevin McCarthy interview, this is what you get.
It's been like that for a lot of the day. Now, the pipeline goes from Texas to New York, supplies about 45% of the fuels for the East Coast. AAA saying this shortage will be temporary.
When refineries are down and when pipelines are down, things go offline, and it takes a number of days to get us back up to supply, to get the supply running again. Just once that pipeline is
boring. Tell us when it's flowing.
200 daily moving average. Is that a problem? Is that something to look out for?
Well, I mean, the technical people will look out for that. It looks like it's, I don't know, it's 200-day moving averages at 122.56, and it looks like we closed at 122.77. So it looks like it's testing its 200-day moving average, but it doesn't look like it's quite broken it yet.
Dude, Apple?
Jeff,
come on, man. Apple has been range bound between 120 and 140. Okay, maybe like 110 and 130 if we had to narrow it down. They've been stuck there for like 6 months.
10 to 50% from their all-time highs.
Oh, that's exactly right. You look at a stock like Teladocs, down from 300 to whatever it is, 141, 142.
Oh,
I'm not looking at it right now, but I mean, there's been carnage beneath the surface. There's been like a stealth bear market.
Boring. Somebody sent me this, and I thought it was really cool. They're firefighters, and they labeled their fire station because of the last 3 months. Look at the top of the circle here. How cool is that? The House of Pain, the HOP, engine 163. That's awesome. The House of Pain. We're all in it together. I thought that was really cool. All right, so let's go see what Bloomberg's got for us. Taylor, are you still covering? Let's see what Taylor's got. All right, where's Taylor? Taylor? Here we go. Used car prices. Let's hear it.
And if any of these car companies, the new car companies, are actually willing or even capable of ramping up their own production.
At the moment, they're not. They're trying to get every semiconductor chip they can, and they're dedicating those chips to the plants that make the most profitable vehicles. That means large pickup trucks, large SUVs, luxury cars, the stuff that commands the best margins. If you take General Motors, for example, the plants that they've closed the most production or cut the most shifts from make things like the Chevy Equinox. That's the small crossover SUV, bread and butter vehicle for a lot of families, and also bread and butter for Hertz, Avis, Enterprise Rental.
Yeah.
So they can't make any more of those. They have some that are in the yard right now of their plants that are just waiting a semiconductor or some module that they can't supply right now. And once they're there, they can get those out and shipped pretty quickly. But they just don't have the semiconductors to boost production right now. It's not a matter of running more overtime. They don't have the chips.
All right, great stuff. Our thanks to Bloomberg's David Welch, and I'm glad you mentioned the rental car aspect, because another big story in the auto sector today. This is actually my favorite story of the year. I've decided. This is my favorite story of the year. The one student Hertz.
High praise.
Yeah, I know. Bloomberg Hertz, Bloomberg News distressed debt reporter Catherine Doherty is with us. The Redditors and the Robin Hooders who were buying it last spring Hertz stock after it declared bankruptcy, and everybody was mocking them, and everyone said they're these retail fools that don't know what they're doing. They have been, a year later, they're entirely vindicated.
That's right. So
Amazing.
99% of the time in a bankruptcy case, I would say, maybe that's a little high, but almost always the shareholders are getting nothing out of a reorganized company. This is a different scenario where not only are they getting something, it's actually much larger than what anyone could have ever predicted. And it has to do with a number of convoluting events. David was talking about the rebounds and also the prices that are increasing for used cars. So these shareholders were buying into the company, and they always said, we're in the money. And there were others that, if you looked at the bankruptcy plan, were pointing out you're actually slated to get zero. You're slated to come out of this with absolutely nothing. Now, a bidding war between some of Wall Street's biggest investment firms pushed up the price, and it actually came down to which of these two groups, there were two competing proposals, would give more value to shareholders. So today we saw the outcome from that. The company has chosen a group that includes Knighthead Capital, Certarus, and Apollo, and that has won out and will give shareholders what has been valued at almost $8 a share, and that is significantly higher than
incredible
zero. And
Good job for Hertz. I'm gonna back off the Hertz coverage. I think it's awesome what happened with Hertz. The thing's up like 55% today. I mean, coming out of bankruptcy with money for the shares is honestly like coming back from the dead. And like she said, that's like that's crazy. I mean, it's so rare, so rare. So what else do we have? What else is going on here? Let's look at Tesla. Tesla in the after hours is down 0.6. It's sitting at 585. Looks like it's the dip that keeps on dipping so far. Doge is up to 46. A little bit of a recovery here. Bitcoin, Doge, Ethereum recovering slightly. Definitely nice to see a recovery, with the exception of what we're seeing at Poshmark, just getting pummeled. And Sonos really destroying here. Where is Sono today? Sono still up 17%. After some big sell-offs in just the last few days. So really incredible push there on Sonos, big beats. Let's take a brief look at Treasuries. So if we hop in over here, we are at ending at 1.69 for the 10-year. And if we go to the 10-year break even, we end up at up. Let's go grab three-day here. Oh, okay. It's actually settling back down. I mean, it certainly popped up, but nice little settle down here. I'll move myself for a second. So could be worse. Could have kept going up. The big question now is going to be what's tomorrow's volatility going to look like? Are we going to see that volatility index go up even higher? Are we going to bump up into somewhere around that 30 to 40 range? We'll see. CBOE volatility will be a good one to track. I think that'll be a good tell to understand when we've got some great buying opportunities. I think we already have some great buying opportunities, and I'm not squandering them, but I haven't been convinced to go big heavy into like margin yet or whatever. Even though, Palantir is trading very low, and I do like Palantir. 1889 right now. So anyway, use that coupon code down below, 39% off. I did briefly extend it. I also feel miserable about raising the price when the market's crappy like this, even though inflation's going up. Should be raising the price more. We will be raising the price once a new marketer gets involved with pages that they're working on, finishes. But anyway, thanks for being here. Check out that link down below. We're going live again in the private live streams every day. And folks, thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next one.